He will money is a tactic to achieve discipline in the future. In the future, we will not know what will happen. Therefore, we must need several plans. Resource having emergency reserve, preventive measures are orders, and not the saving funds. We must also use money well and not be impulsive to book things, and even better we invest not only with material investment but with mental investment. Benefit using SOSMAT. Usually to SOSMAT, I use Instagram and TikTok to socialize and online usage my updates, whether from people costume or celebrities I like. Not only that, I often use TikTok to tutor my e-learning. For example, when I'm confused about how to make my Excel to file is perfect. When I remove it into a document, and then when I want to find a shortcut to overcome a laptop glitch. Have you ever wondered about how poverty throughout this country occurs? Simply put, a laborer gets a salary below the average salary is an example of poverty. Why is that? Because he himself has not been able to meet his daily needs. Not only that, poverty itself has several kinds of factors. One, relative poverty. This poverty occurs where a person lives. For example, someone who has enough income, but he lives in a luxury environment. To structural poverty. This poverty is experienced by a group of people who cannot participate in experience exciting results. And three, and finally, structural poverty. This type of poverty occurs because of the influence of a person, culture, or mentality. They can work, but do not have the encouragement to work or lazy.
Alright, let's try to help this student out. He runs out money near the end of the month, and since his father only sends money once a month, he has to make it last. We got 6 options here. Record your expenses, stick it to a budget, shopping smarter, having a saving goals, using credit cards mindfully, and avoiding unhealthy habits. What do you think he should start?
Recording expensive is good starting point. If he does track where his money is going, he'll never understand why he's turning out.
Yes, recording expenses is definitely helpful, but I feel like if he does have a clear budget, tracking alone won't help much. Like he can record uh, his expenses and still overspend. Setting budget gives him limits to follow.
I see what you're saying. Tracking tells him where his money went, but a budget tells him where his money should go. So, if we combine both, he'd have a clear picture of his spending patterns and know what his limits are. That way, he can avoid spending too much early in the month.
Only when he is clear on his budget, I think he's all focused on shopping. Smart. If he's overspending it because he's not looking for deals or making impulsive purchases.
True. Shopping smarter can stretch his money, but I think he should also set a saving goal. It's easy to spend everything you have if there's no plan to save. Even if he can save just a small amount each month, it will be something to fall back on emergencies.
That's a good point. But don't you think it will be hard for him to save if he's already struggling to make it to the end of the month? Maybe he should focus on cutting back on cutting expenses first, like unhealthy habits. If he's spending on cigarettes, junk food, or unnecessary subscriptions, that's money he could redirect towards savings.
Probably every cutting unhealthy habits can make a big difference, especially with how expensive things are like smoking or ordering fast food can get if he quits those habits. It's saving in more ways than one, and two saving can grow with his budget or saving goal.
Speaking of saving, we should talk about credit cards. If he has one, he needs to use it mindful. Credit cards can be dangerous, especially if he's using them to cover the gap when he runs out of money.
That's true. Credit cards can be tricky. If he's not careful, he could end up in debt, which would only make his financial situation worse. He should avoid using credit cards unless it's for something essential and that he knows he can pay off at the end of the month. What do you both think is the most important thing he should do first?
The first step is recurring expenses, like we said earlier.
I agree. After he records his expenses for a month or so, he can use that to build a realistic budget. Then he should focus on shopping smarter, buying only what he needs, and cutting unnecessary spending lines and healthy habits. If he can do that, he'll probably think he has a little more left at the end of the month.
Yeah, it sounds like we're all on the same page. I'd say the top 3 priorities should be recording expenses, sticking to the budget, and cutting unnecessary or unhealthy spending.
Totally, we choose 3 steps. He'll have a much better handle on his money.
It takes some discipline, but if he follows these steps, I'm sure he'll start to see improvement in how long his money lasts.
Great. Let's recommend that plan to him. Hi, I am really glad we could all get together today. It got me thinking about relationship and what makes them work. What do you think is the most important thing in a relationship?
Well, I had to pick, I'd say trust with them. Trust is hard to build anything. What about you, Fauzi?
Yeah, trust is hard, but for me, communication is key. If you can talk openly, things get complicated too quickly. What about you, Brian? You start. Okay. What's your top priority?
For me, it's definitely respect. You can have all the trust and communication in the world. But if you don't respect each other, none of that matters. Respect means following the other person as an equal.
I've been in a relationship where I didn't feel respect, and I really misuse with everything else. It's like you can really connect if there lack of respect.
Same here. Without respect, even good communication kills on one side. So, are we saying trust, communication, and respect? So, are we three? Or is there something else we saw there?
I think those are the big ones. But I also throw commitment into the mix. Even if you have trust, respect, and communication, if one person isn't truly committed, the relationship won't last. What do you think?
Commitment is definitely crucial. It's what holds everything together when things get tough. Have you two experienced that in a relationship?
Absolutely. Commitment is what keeps you in place during the hard times. But, like I said, without respect or communication, it's hard to stay committed. They are not together.
Exactly. It's like the foundation of a house. If one part is weak, the whole thing can fall apart. But when all four are there, that's when a relationship really drifts.
If you have this, you can handle almost anything that comes your way.
Relationship take work, but when good people are committed to keeping those care values alive, that's when things really work.
I completely agree. This was actually a really insightful conversation. It's great to talk through what really matters in relationship.
You've enjoyed hearing everyone touch. It's interesting how we've all had different experiences, but we still value the same things.
I feel a lot from this discussion. It's always helpful to reflect on what makes a relationship meaningful.
Alright, let's carry these insights into our future relationship. We've got the foundation now.
Absolutely.